Hello everyone, this is Black Bear Senpai speaking. Not showing my face this video because I have bags the size of Texas under my eyes for being up so late, and I'm definitely gonna get some rest, but I had to make this video for you guys because it was such an intense show, and it was a venue that I've been to before, but this was a definite change of experience from the last one I went to, and that's why I'm so excited to make this. And it was the Space Yacht Texas Big Bass Thing 360 set at 9 p.m. venue, and we had artists such as Vexus, Chromatic, Izadi, Artix, Bomber, and Yax, and these guys absolutely went in. It was big bass things for real, like from opening to close. 9 p.m. was about to have the roof blow off that place, and the point that it stayed on is still kind of wild to me. So the best way to explain it is these guys knew exactly what they wanted to play, and they played it to the best of their ability, and the best of their ability was shaking my eardrums and had my whole group of friends absolutely in the zone. Everybody was having a great time. It was absolutely just fantastic. Of course, I got videos I'm going to show you, but I just want to just throw that out there that this was absolutely intense. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk a little bit more within the video, as you guys know, but yeah, that's it for me for now. Black Bear Senpai speaking. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be back in a bit. So we walk into Vexus. Well, before that, we walk into 9 p.m. And the reason I always like to talk about walking into 9 p.m. is because it's always very professional. It's always very welcoming. You know, like the security never feels too heavy, and just getting the tickets through and all of that is always very smooth. And of course, when you walk in, they just have their aesthetic down pat. So I do want to say that about 9 p.m. I haven't had an issue with that part of it at all ever with them. Now, when it comes to Vexus, I guess he doesn't know what chill is, because he was playing a set that honestly, at any other place I've been to, probably could have been the headliner of the event, because I cannot explain to you just how heavy he went. Like, he was playing Boundless from Infect like at 9:30. It was absolutely insane. I enjoyed it. It was so much fun, and of course it led me to know that tonight wasn't going to be a night to play with. So yeah, big shout out to Vexus. I really liked your set, and you just kind of set the tone, because it would not come down from there the entire night.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
Wanna come around on a peg, 16s, take off your arms and leg. Liverpool's producing.
After chilling with my group for a bit, I came back in. It was time for Chromatics and Izadi's back-to-back, and I've already done a video where Chromatic was the main event at the Purple Hippo. So when I saw that he was so far up the lineup, I was sort of excited just off of that. I was like, well, I mean, shoot, if he's going hard there, I can only imagine how these other guys were going to be. But Chromatic didn't just come in like a slouch. He definitely did some big things with Izadi. That was my first time seeing him. These guys are absolutely insane. And the point that they had him in a back-to-back, I really felt like they were just trying to gas the crowd early. Like, I was almost in shock. I was like, so you have these two guys just collabing right now? Like, it's 10. like that was almost the theme for the beginning of the night for me. It was just like, we're doing this now. Awesome set. Again, it's a 360, so everybody was getting into it. By this point, it was really filing in. Everybody was really coming in. It was a much larger crowd, and that's when the energy started flowing up. So I guess in a way, they were the perfect guys for it. But yeah, man, definitely an exciting moment. I really enjoyed their set. And next would be Arctics.
You've got to get a hold of yourself.
Wanna come around on a plate. CC's, take off your arms and legs. Because producing.
So for this event, I was able to work with Artix, get some footage for him. So that was a big ups for me. So big shout out to Artix and his manager. And yeah, I was really happy I was the guy that he chose, because he is an absolute animal. He got on top of the stage. He was just going in. He did this little dance, like all this different stuff, man. He was so fun. And it was sort of like a thing where they said like, oh, like, we don't need a lot of footage, but I just kept getting more footage because it was so fun recording his set. I haven't had that experience often, and for it again to be in the middle of this event was what was shocking me again. It was I was like, yo, this dude could main event any other place, and not to say that it's skill level that says who should be headlining or not, but it's just notoriety. And it was something to behold with Artix. He probably was my favorite performance of the night. He absolutely went crazy. I will definitely be looking for an event for him, even if I'm not getting video for him or anything like that. Like, I just had fun listening to it. He rapped, he did all his stuff. He's a different type of artist. That's the best way I can put it. And he was just so much fun. But yeah, big shout out to Artix and everything like that. And after him, we would actually fall into Yaks. So Yaks was the name that was thrown around most throughout the last couple of weeks when this event was announced. And yeah, it was just really fun. And I personally thought he was going to be last because of that. Not to say that Bomber didn't do good. I'm going to talk about him soon. But because that's who everybody kind of chose off of the poster, and his name was on top, I guess. So I thought, okay, so this must be like, so we'd finish off with the Yaks. However, that's not how it went. So I think that kind of threw me for a loop because I was kind of prepared for Bomber. But on the flip side, again, another banger set. Like, it's not like he did bad or anything like that. Like, he just went bananas like I expected him to. So it was one of those things where he did exactly what I thought. It just, wasn't the hour. It's kind of like, when you get a glass of water but it ends up being soda. It's like, I'm not exactly mad that I'm drinking this, but I just didn't expect it. That's kind of how it felt. Now, as far as the crowd at this point, they're beginning to get gassed. And that is what happens when you have a show like this, where it's just banger after banger. Not to say that you have to build up a certain way, but because there was never a low point and there wasn't a slow upward incline, it was just like, we're going heavy as soon as you get in. So by this time, everybody was still into it, and it was still raucous, but I can tell that the energy was starting to come down because they have been doing this at this point for like 3 hours. So as much as I enjoyed the music of it, the crowd's energy was starting to die down a bit by the end of his set. Not throughout it for the most part, but once we got towards, I'd say around 12:40, 12:50, I started to feel the energy kind of come down. But it would pick up again for Bomber. Bomber was exactly his namesake. He was absolutely bomb. I know that was as corny as it can make it, but that's essentially what it was. He was absolutely going crazy, and he was extracting that last little juice, the last little bit of energy out of the crowd. He was squeezing them and twisting them, and that's exactly how it felt, because as much as these people were dead on their feet, they would not stop dancing, and I loved it. I loved seeing it because they were completely bought into his set. He was doing something a little different, but it was still heavy. It still banged. Really liked Bomber. It was a perfect way to end the night. As far as just the overall feel to the entire event, outside of the performances, it felt very good, very homey. It didn't feel too out of place. Again, 9 p.m. has a good clientele, obviously. And yeah, I had a great time talking to some of the vendors out there. Like 9 p.m. is a vibe. If you haven't been to 9 p.m., you definitely should go if you're watching these videos. I know some people, it was the first time last night as well, and I talked to them, so shout out to you guys again. But yeah, this was Blackbird Senpai speaking. Again, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. Awesome set, guys. I really enjoyed it. 9 p.m., thank you again. But yeah, this is Blackbird Senpai out.